So 2 years ago, we went to this region, the Honavar region, and as Anjali just explained, it is part of this whole super model, as it were, the Saga Amala project. And the attempt here is to build a port on what is essentially a sandbar. So it's not even a stable piece of land on which they are building this. They want to build. Because of the courageous stand of the local villagers, and there are two beautiful fishing villages, Tonka 1 and Tonka 2, where people have built their lives in such a brilliant manner that earlier girls would get married at after class 4 and so on. Now, today, there are fisher girls, women from the community, who actually don't marry till they are in their 20s. They're doing jobs. Many of the jobs are aligned to fishing. So a lot has changed, and this is through the work of the local fisher folk who have seen the sea and the beach as the commons. They have, in fact, been living here for generations. But because they are not materialistic, they are not driven by market compulsions, they have nothing to show as ownership papers and so on. So the government is exploiting that. And that is the saddest thing. Now, why is Honavar so important? The entire area is based on accreted land. What is accreted land? It is the building up of land through sand formations over millennia. The Sharavati river has been changing its course, and its river mouth has shifted because of the movement of sediment, because of various projects that have come up along the way. When ports are built, they have what is known as a breakwater, which is a wall that is built slightly away from the port, which is to stop the waves from beating against the port. And because of the construction of the breakwater and because of the construction of the port, sand formation is not happening. And this is in fact very typical of many of these areas that have been ravaged by ports. In other words, and we had heard recently about sand mining that the government wants to do off the coast of Kerala, and there's been huge protests because they know that why do people protest? Because it finishes off the ecosystem completely. So the livelihood of the people there get completely destroyed. Now, Honavar has been very famous for one thing, and that is its dried fish industry. Till 2018, they used to, people, at least 2,000 families could earn a living through dry fish activity. Now, the land where the people used to dry their fish have been taken away. And as Anjali told us earlier, this also happens to be the space where the famous olive ridley turtles come for nesting. We have seen them with our own eyes. They come into the shoreline, they bury their eggs in the sand, and they go away. And then once these eggs hatch, the little nestlings move into the sea. So it's a beautiful natural phenomenon that is, seen as magical and very much part of our ecosystem across the world. And this is what is at stake. They are going to destroy this. Now the people there there are two things there. Because of the port, they're also building a road. Now, you know, according to the Coastal Regulation Act, you're not supposed to have such construction, but so close to the sea line. But it is happening. And the poor fisher folk have been fighting it for, at least since 2018. They have been persecuted. Their little houses have been ravaged. Many have shown me cracks on their wall and their, doors and their, the whatever little things that their coconut trees and everything are flattened because of this construction. Now, how do we as city people and as journalists based in cities react to something like this? We don't see it as part of our ecosystem. The closest we get to fish is when we order a plate of it. And that is the tragedy, that the fishing ecosystem is essential for the well-being of the entire coastal ecology of this country. And that is what is at stake when you talk of the Saga Amala project, which is going to dot the huge coastline. One of India's greatest assets is its coastline, and it will be destroyed through such interventions. I will stop here, but later there are discussions on any issue that comes up. I'll be happy to join again. Thank you.